Hello and welcome back to another Player 2 Plays. My name is Paul James and today we are playing GuacaMelee, and specifically the Super Turbo Championship Edition that was released for PS4, Xbox One, and was an upgrade for PC in the years after GuacaMelee first released on the PS3, the Vita, etc. I think you get my idea here. GuacaMelee is, to be honest, in my honest opinion, one of the better Metroidvania games in existence. And that is because it kind of combines excellent mechanics with just incredible humour. Drinkbox Studios is responsible for this game. They've done Severed. They're working on GuacaMelee 2. In fact, that's going to be releasing this month, so look out for that one. I'm really anticipating that. They've done some good work over the journey. And so I wanted to spotlight this game for anyone who wasn't familiar with the original version and is now keen or has maybe even a passing interest in this sequel. So at the moment we're just going through the setup here. Take some time to compose yourself, strong arms, blah blah blah, once you brush your teeth, yeah, cool, whatever. Let's get into the swing of things. So we've got our map, gives us where we're going, we're heading left. And though it doesn't necessarily show it right now, GuacaMelee does some awesome things with mechanics. It brings some cool little physics puzzles in, and then merges with just some humour that you kind of, once you kind of get a bit of a feel for the game, it doesn't really surprise you too much the sort of paths are going down, but it's still very funny. Can't pass. Okay, so I picked the wrong direction, I think. Oh yeah, I need to keep going left. Yeah, let's not waste our time talking to her. We can start to drift into the houses and get a bit of a feel for everything, but there's not much we can really do at this particular stage. Chat to some of the locals, but you don't get much from them. At the moment we can't do much mechanically, so it limits how we can explore the world. Here we go. Sorry, you might be seeing and potentially even hearing Pippa, my spoodle in the background. She just likes to say hi every now and then and make a bit of ruckus, as is her way. Right, so we just need to attack these. Cool. So obviously we're going through the setup a little bit at the moment. Really love to spend some time with you. If you want, maybe we could get the festival together. We'll try and push through and get to the swing of things a little bit. It's certainly a longer lead-in than perhaps I recall already. You'll hear some popping in the background. It's one of Pippa's chew toys that she's destroyed. The squeak doesn't work anymore, so you just hear this hollow crunch from the plastic, but that's alright. Alright, so now we're going to go talk to El Presidente's daughter. Or Presidente, sorry, not El Presidente. Here. is Lucy. Sorry. No. Ruby. Ruby's dead. Seen better days. Here we go. Things are starting to heat up. I'm racing in here. We're going to get absolutely hammered if I recall. But that then gives us the setup and the motivation to continue doing what we're doing. Yep, here we are. Rule of the Dead World, no, I'm not even a luchador. That will soon change. It was over that quick, we didn't even get to begin the fight. Hey. The viewers are trying to watch. So we'll kind of get going there. Yeah, we got absolutely hammered. Not much we can do about that at all. But now it's kind of the redemption and digging our way out of this sorry situation that we find ourselves in. And you can see that below us there's a surface that we'll later be able to smash through, but it's one of those typical Metroidvania sort of things. You can't do it right away. You might have to defeat a boss where you then learn a new ability, and that new ability gets you then kind of necessitates, or doesn't even I suppose necessitate, but you may need to go back, or may feel the urge to go back, and as a result you'll be able to access new areas. I've played a few Metroidvanias on Player 2 Play's streams for a while now, so feel free to go and check it. This, what do we call it? I've just gone blank. I mean, there's Hollow Knight, obviously, for the Switch. I literally played it, not for you guys, but a few hours ago today. It starts with C. I've gone blank. It's on the PS4 and the Vita. It'll come to me in a moment, but there's a nice range of Metroidvanias at the moment, and you add that to the likes of your Steam World Dig 2s and those sort of things. It came out last year and were quite good as well, but Metroidvania genre is doing quite well at the moment, and I'll inevitably, or someone at least from Player 2 will definitely do something about GuacaMelee 2 at some point as well. Alright, cool. We are now a luchador. Hey. So you can play multiplayer. We're taking Ruby away. You're making too much noise. I don't have a second player on me. The dog's certainly not going to pick up a controller. But you can keep pushing through, and our enemies are starting to emerge. And you can see that little combos start to emerge, and you start stringing those together. And we'll get naturally more powerful as the game plays out, but right now, like you string those basic little combos together and trying to... where am I going? Oh, I am going back here. Wasn't expecting him to land up the top there. Come on, down you come. Come on. So you got a little dodge roll there that you can see. Alright, cool. You're scared and it smells gross, and the gross smell is the most important thing that we have to deal with here. So as the instructions just said there, you can press triangle, but you can just press circle, and that just kind of slams them in. So again, we've got our dodge rolls there. So it's a typical tutorializing there, where just getting introduced to the various different mechanics, the dodge roll and how it works with certain enemies and how you can kind of strafe and parry and all those sorts of basics here. This will all come in time, but I think we've probably still got a couple more enemies to deal with. That would be my assumption. No. El Presidente and his family, Santa Lucita. That way, Godspeed. And so the humour that I was talking about before, it's not necessarily in your face. A lot of it's in the environment. You'll probably recognise as we start to traverse things a little bit, you'll start to see some very popular internet memes appear. Now some of those are a little bit dated. Where am I going? Okay, cool. Some of those are a little bit dated because the game now is, well, several years old. What's his small problem? Overrun with chickens. How do I get down? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that'll do. No. Oh, I've got to stop me caving these chickens' heads in. That's hurting me. There we go. They're all in. Great. We'll wander out. We'll go speak to our mate. So completing some of those side objectives are really handy. You can see that we've just gotten a piece of heart, which, I mean, if you know what Zelda's like, that it's much the same here. That's going to net you an extra life, or an extension to your health, I guess. So we'll keep heading north here. There's little references that you'll start to see to other games. And they're not in your face. Let's take a look, see what abilities he's got, but we don't really have money at the moment to spend. But you can see that we've got different moves coming up, suplexes and pile drivers and dust boot and many more. And these are all things that we've got the costumes, but whatever. We'll just walk away, continue towards the forest. They're not right in your face. Like, you need to take some time, explore the environment a little bit, Oh, what am I doing? They're enemies. And you'll get more skills and these combos will start to develop. And at the same time you'll get new enemy types and all that starting to appear as well, as we just saw a moment ago. Oh, got my timing way off then. But using that throw and launching enemies into their mates, that certainly helps to lighten the load somewhat. Stuff that up. Cool. I've got a very sad looking dog right now. She's a little bit gutted that I've taken her friend away. Come on. Alright, so we're going to take down... What's that? You want to know who I am? Nah, not really. Now all those colours are significant there. Colour is one of the more important facets of this game. There's another piece of heart. And there'll be more things that we can uncover as we get more abilities there and more things we can find. But yeah, colour's really important. How you use the colour of the environment, the colour that kind of is linked to your abilities. This is, oh no, another ability spot, that's fine. I have next to no cash still. So you can see that invincibility that you get from the dodge roll, and so I managed to just use it as I'm leaping through. I don't, same idea with the roll, only you can't get that height that's necessary. So you're starting to see how, and we're super early days here, but how these abilities will start to link together and you use them to traverse the environment in different ways, in smart ways, in intuitive ways. And what do we come up with? Is that it, or do we have one more round? Big pinata, some silver, and gold. Silver will go towards those costumes that you saw before. Personally, when it comes to most games, and I think especially single player games such as this, I could not care less about cosmetics in a game such as this. Oh, what am I doing? I have to get that jump just right. There we go. we've got this little house here. Go. Let's go to the house. See what's what. But really, there's nothing in here at the moment. I believe this is a new ability, if I recall. Alright. So we go through the long-winded story. Dude fiddles with his junk like we just saw. Still persisting with the mum thing. And we've got our first new move that we can use. Alright, so we can use that rooster upcut, like you were saying, on... I mean, there's a Metroid there. On these red obstacles, and as a result you can pass through and enter new areas. Can't do anything with that blue one yet. But we can now access this. Stuff that up, I didn't manage that very well at all. There we go, let's get moving. Oh. And we'll get more energy as the game kind of continues, but like I said before, one of the real keys, kind of in combat specifically, is linking all these little maneuvers together. Oh, damn it. I'll have to let some energy turn. There we go. Oh. I stuffed it. Ah. There we go. Go through. When it comes to the platforming, the game itself is fairly forgiving. As you kind of saw with essentially a checkpoint that is just from where I made the jump. It's generous enough. Oh. Come on. Now, I initially played the game on the Vita, so I didn't necessarily notice some of the handling with the analog stick, but I'm very quickly realizing that the analog stick does not handle super well. Cool, more silver and gold. And even then, like little checkpoints within the maps, they're fairly frequent. And you'll find that you're strafing more and more in these larger crowds, tighter environments, just to avoid that hit and then attack from there. And it's something you get better and better at as you spend more time with it. You know, like, I mean, I've played the game before, but it's also been quite some time since I played it, and I'm certainly not doing it incredibly well. I don't think I'm disgracing myself by any stretch, but it's been a fairly long, several years since I played this game. Cool. But just you know, bouncing around, using your dodge roll, getting the opponent on the back foot, and kind of going from there is one of the really important things. Temple to the west. So again, we've got our objective on the map there. Not much to see in most of these houses at the moment. But, I mean, it'll be one of those things where I'm sure as you move from house to house, if you look close enough, there might be little references to other little pop culture references or whatever. Oh, yada. We've now got a bit of money, we can actually start buying something if I find that shop again. And you can start to see those wanted posters for Flameface, who we saw before. And I know the Teddy's Tacos. Nothing safe anymore. So there's a little nod as to what side quest we need to do there. We need to... Oh. Excellent. There's another piece of the heart. And it was, you know, very, very quick there, but you'll notice that our health bar has gone up. You can see the tag team, the Lost Super, like, you know, there's a Mario and Luigi reference there. You can see the castle crashes on the right. There's little nods to lots of little games. You can see Majora's Mask in the background there. Drinkbox love The Legend of Zelda and Nintendo and Mario like that. So there's little references to that constantly throughout the games. There's Super Mutants Attack, I think, which was one of their previous games. I think that was the proper name for it. There's lots of little references to what they've done, to what others have done. They've got a lot of love, and they keep it subtle. This is probably one of the least subtle moments in the game when it comes to other pop culture references or other gaming references. Right. Let's take this big oaf out. Oh, sorry, we've got specific combos here. Cool. And none of these are especially high-end sort of combos here, but it's introducing you to the basics. Oh, no. Should I wait until he regains some composure here? So you can kind of stack a few of these things together. But we might wrap things up there. We've started to get some confidence about our movements here and learn a few different combos and learn a bit about the world. And we've spotted a few of those little pop culture references. GuacaMelee is an exceptional game with quite a lot of depth. There's a nice big Castle Crashers reference. And there's more and more for you to uncover the longer you play the game. The humour is there, it's subtle, sometimes, in the environment, in the world, it's sometimes quite in your face. And they're really trying to force down the throat. They want you to make sure, and sometimes you're not even aware that they're cracking some jokes there. It's horses for courses as I drop the controller on the ground. But that wraps up another Player 2 Plays. If you've enjoyed GuacaMelee, and again this is the Super Turbo Championship Edition, but the game is fairly cheap across all platforms it's been released on so far, so go and check it out, whether that's the original version on other platforms, whether it's this Super Turbo Championship Edition. GuacaMelee is awesome. It looks fantastic, it sounds fantastic, it plays really well. You've got co-op if you want, there's lots of options there, and the sequel is coming out in just a few weeks from Drinkbox. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. All those buttons are down below here, and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video as it goes live. That includes the likes of Patched, Video Games Club, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, Late Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole lot more. We've got some awesome stuff on our channel, stuff that you can only find at our channel, so please consider checking that stuff out. We'd love your support. For written content, please visit the website player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, the Player 2 Writer's Draft, and a whole lot more. All stuff contributed by some of the best talent in Australia. There's some awesome people writing for Player 2, they do some awesome work. Please consider checking out what they're doing. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, and consider kicking in a few dollars. At the lower tiers, you'll get early access to episodes, such as this, such as Patch, such as The Insider, such as Gamer School, and a whole lot more. There's some awesome stuff there. The higher tiers, you get exclusives of those shows, and at the top tier, you can join us in the monthly Player 2 podcast. For rolling updates, you can find me at PaulJamesP2 on Twitter. The website, you can find at Player2AU on Twitter. That was GuacaMelee. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider picking it up and keeping a close eye on the sequel. The dog is killing me here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.